Peak! 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 What more can I say about the new 100 Year Quest chapter outside of it being peak? People who dropped 100 Year Quests are missing out on greatness right now. You know that feeling when you save up a bunch of gems in a gacha game just to pull a new character you are interested in, but instead of taking like 100 pulls and your entire bank saving to get them, you get them from the first try. Well, the feeling of happiness you feel during that moment is comparable to the feeling of excitement this chapter brought to me. The chapter starts off with Ignia flying past Natsu and his gang, leaving Natsu all grumpy for being ignored by his brother. But before Natsu could go after him, Misfortune tells them to go to Dramil as planned, as she will go after Ignia. She says that Natsu isn't strong enough to beat Ignia the way he is currently, what is true, as Mashima did an oopsie with not making Natsu progressively far stronger with each dragon god he defeated. He got stronger but not enough to beat a full-powered dragon god on his own. So Misfortune tells him that Bestia is in the possession of special flames, and if he can eat it, his power might get awakened. The power to make a prison of flames that will burn everything up. Bestia straight up got introduced last chapter, but she's already receiving some insane hyping from the author. She isn't just stated to be the strongest under Ignia's leadership, but even her fire magic is getting built up as something what can make Natsu unlock some new power levels. I'm calling it now. If Natsu eats those flames, he will unlock the E and D form, or tap into his demon powers what never got explored. We are dead as 4 pages into this chapter and it is already more than exciting. E&D's return gonna be massive. We also learn where did Bestia teleport away with fairies. She apparently teleported away to a different dimension, with fairies noting that she senses teleportation, space and a hint of dark magic. She described it like a recipe. This basically implies that Bestia might not just be a fire wizard, but she might be a black wizard as well, just like fairies. That would be insane. I'm telling you, that would be insane. I wouldn't even be surprised if Bestia would have the curse of contradiction, because the amount of hype Mashima is putting into her is insane. Not even Viernes was receiving this much hype. All that hype just for fairies to fold her like a pretzel in the following few chapters. But moving on from the Bestia hype, are you enjoying the video so far? If yes, consider subscribing. Please, I'm begging you, YouTube got my family. We finally returned to Lucy perspective. It has been full 3 months since we last seen our best girl. I'm not kidding, it has been genuinely that long time ago. And it was a really long 3 months wait as Mashima has left us on a cliffhanger. But you will talk that since we are finally back, we finally gonna get answers for our questions regarding Aquarius and Metsphobia. Wrong! You thought we gonna receive a backstory? Nope! This is 100 Year Quest, no place for backstories. Mashima decided that all that can wait even more. But worry don't, as what we received instead is more than enough compensation. As Metsphobia hands over a key to Lucy, saying that even though she might not gonna need this anymore as she got Aquarius, she should take it regardless. The key of the Water Dragon God. A key to summon Metsphobia himself. Oh, Lucy just received a massive upgrade. She just received the biggest buff ever. We've been theorizing that she might gonna summon the Celestial King or something. But who needs the Celestial King when you can summon a fucking Dragon God? Like, even if Metsphobia is drastically weakened, he's still a Dragon God. A weakened Mertz is still miles above any average Geologia dragon. Lucy massively upped her game. Even if this might just be a one-time use, she still received an insane power boost. This also could bring us the Dragon Star Dress concept art what Mashima created for the Dragon Cry movie. And I think this is exactly what he is building up for. Lucy received an insane power-up. Lucy just officially entered the big game in terms of power. Lucy at first resists the offer as she claims that she is a celestial wizard, aka she summons celestial spirits, not dragons. So the key is useless to her according to her. However, Mertzphobia reveals that people who use keys and get their powers from gates are collectively called summoners, with this revealing that celestial wizards aren't their own group of wizards, but rather a subcategory of a bigger class called summoners. So even if she is specialized in summoning celestial spirits, she shouldn't have that much problem summoning him, as it is still in the same magic class, not far apart. This also means that we have other types of summoners out there using keys. So Lucy could easily get even more powerful with getting non-celestial keys. But considering that we never met any, I mean we did see summoning magic, but not the type Mertzphobia is talking about, they are probably even rarer than celestial wizards. And that is a feat on its own, like celestial wizards are already extremely rare. So the other subcategories might just be partially or fully extinct. Either way, this was a pretty cool lore expansion, and I fully believe Mashima did this as he is cooking something. But if we are already on the topic of cooking, Grey is cooked! My man is fighting a full-powered dragon god, has no dragon slayer magic, the Lacrima is on the back of Viernes, is alone, and is even in an elemental disadvantage. It is like if a raccoon would have squared up with a grizzly bear. My man is beyond cooked. It is like that one meme where God keeps giving his strongest soldiers the toughest battles. Mashima really just randomly thrown a full-grown dragon god at Grey and expected him to do shit about it. But if you thought this chapter was already more than exciting with build-up on top of build-up and with a massive power-up for Lucy, then oh boy, I have good news for you, as Mashima decided that all that isn't enough, so he pulls out one of the most anticipated reveals of 100 Year Quest. The reveal we all been waiting for, Viernes Human Form, and Ueda cooks so good again! Human Form Viernes just looks awesome! But I would lie if I say I'm not disappointed with it. I expected an Egyptian waifu with some massive badonkers. And before you throw any stones at me, you just have to see the vision! Even though he has some massive bonkers, he kinda fits into a different category. But the design is still great, even if I was stripped from my dreams. I got to acknowledge that this human form is cool and well designed. But let's not ignore the fact that he only turned into his human form as a handicap to give Grey some chance to actually win. Like bro seen Grey throw all that useless ice on him and felt bad. Regardless, finally seeing the human form of Viernes is awesome. We waited so long for this moment, just for Mashima to take it away from us in the gold Olar. But at least we could see him finally. He still gives us silent treatment though, so I presume him staring menacingly without saying anything is part of his personality. He did the same last time as well. He had like what? Total of 3 lines? So he isn't a talkative type. But damn, Grey is still cooked. He might gonna need an emergency power-up as fast as possible, as even the human form of Viernes is just casually playing dodgeball with Grey. But instead of balls, he's throwing entire trees made out of gold. If Grey doesn't receive a new form, he stands no chance. This chapter was insanely good. From the hype Bestia received and Mashima potentially getting us closer to END through her, to Lucy receiving the key of Mertzphobia, giving her a massive power-up, to Viernes finally revealing his human form. This chapter was just back-to-back peak. Mashima been really going all out. I feel so bad for all the people who dropped 100 Year Quest, because they missing out on peak fiction right now. This chapter was insane, peak, hype, awesome, great, goated. What other word do I got in my limited vocabulary? Screw it! I gotta switch languages to price this chapter. Ez a fejezet oltári volt. Csak úgy lángolok az izgalomtól. But what do you guys think? Please let me know in the comment section below. This was Space G. Don't forget to subscribe and see you guys in space. Bye!